Welcome to Royal Secret. Under the crisp Welsh skies, the sight of Prince William and Kate Middleton stepping into the heart of rural life instantly captured public attention, not merely because they are the Prince and Princess of Wales, but because this rare moment offered a genuine glimpse into the life they share with their three beloved children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis. Their visit to a Welsh farm on a Tuesday during the children's half-term break was more than just a public engagement. It was a soft window into the quiet, grounded rhythm of their family time, away from the glitter of palaces and the roar of royal duties. The images and accounts from that day painted a rich picture, one of laughter, curiosity, and connection, where the royals were not simply dignitaries, but a family navigating the joys of parenthood with as much authenticity as any other. What struck observers most was the unguarded warmth in their interactions, the way William's easy humor seemed to blend seamlessly with Kate's natural grace, creating an atmosphere in which their children could roam freely, discovering new textures, smells, and sights that only a working farm could provide. For George, Charlotte, and Louis, this was not about the prestige of their titles, but the simple thrill of experiencing the earthy charm of the countryside, where muddy boots and fresh hay bales are part of the adventure. The visit revealed how much William and Kate value hands-on experiences for their children, underscoring their long-standing belief that the next generation of royals must remain connected to the everyday realities of the people they serve. While many half-term breaks for families across Britain might involve holidays abroad or leisure activities, the choice to spend it in Wales spoke volumes about the couple's ongoing commitment to the nation that holds a special place in their hearts. Wales is not just another stop on their royal itinerary, it is a land layered with history, culture, and personal resonance for the Prince and Princess, particularly given William's title and the deep respect the couple have expressed for Welsh traditions. That day, cameras caught moments where the children's laughter echoed across the open fields, with Charlotte perhaps most at ease in the setting, her inquisitive nature leading her to ask farmers about the animals, while George appeared attentive and quietly observant, showing flashes of the thoughtful young man he is becoming. Louis, ever the bundle of energy, brought his trademark cheekiness, dashing between his parents and the farm animals with an infectious smile that even the most stoic royal watchers could not ignore. Kate, dressed in her signature countryside style, practical yet effortlessly elegant, was seen crouching down to her children's level, explaining details about the farm's workings, her voice animated and warm. William, equally engaged, rolled up his sleeves to interact with the farmers, his familiarity with the rural environment a reflection of his own upbringing and his father King Charles's deep connection to the land. The visit also served as a subtle yet powerful reminder of the modern royal brand the couple have cultivated over the years, one rooted in relatability, environmental awareness, and a desire to champion communities far from the spotlight of London. Every interaction was measured not for political gain or ceremonial formality, but to create authentic connections with the people present, something the couple have increasingly prioritized. For the Welsh farmers, hosting the royals was not just about prestige, it was a moment to share their work, their challenges, and their pride in the land. They spoke openly about the realities of farming in today's economic climate, the pressures of sustainability, and the importance of passing knowledge to the next generation, themes that clearly resonated with William and Kate. The children's presence was more than symbolic, it was a lived example of the values their parents hoped to instill in them: humility, curiosity, and an appreciation for the rhythms of nature. This was a day when protocol took a back seat and humanity stepped forward, and the resulting images and reports carried a warmth that transcended typical royal coverage. Observers noted how moments like these deepen public affection for the family, particularly in an era when the monarchy faces challenges to its relevance. William and Kate have long understood that their future roles depend on balancing tradition with accessibility, and their Welsh farm visit was a masterclass in how to walk that line. Away from the grandeur of palatial halls, here they were in boots and jackets, listening intently to local voices, encouraging their children to learn, and reminding the nation that the royal family's connection to the countryside is not just ceremonial, but deeply personal. For the millions watching from afar, it was a reminder that behind the formality of titles, there is a family seeking to raise children grounded in real-world experiences. As the day drew to a close and the family prepared to leave, there was a palpable sense that this visit would linger in public memory, not for any grand announcement or formal speech, but for the simple, human moments it revealed. William's arm around George's shoulder, Kate's gentle encouragement to a slightly hesitant Louis approaching a curious lamb, Charlotte's bright smile as she learned something new. These are the moments that make history not through policy, but through presence. And as the Welsh sun dipped behind the rolling hills, it was clear that in this blend of tradition and modernity, the future of the monarchy might just rest in these unassuming yet profoundly meaningful family days. And so, as the royal convoy gently rolled away from the Welsh farm, the soft hum of the engines seemed to mark the end of a day that would be etched in memory for those present and, through the lens of cameras, for countless others across the world. The half-term holiday for the Wales family had unfolded not in the bustling corridors of global cities or the sunlit beaches of distant shores, but in the honest, open embrace of the countryside, a choice that in itself spoke volumes. For Prince William and Kate Middleton, these are not mere seasonal diversions, they are deliberate acts of parenting that echo the lessons they have both learned from their own upbringings, shaped by the unique pressures and privileges of royal life. The farm itself had been alive with the earthy symphony of rural existence, the bleating of sheep in the near distance, the rhythmic scrape of tools against the ground, the faint smell of hay mingling with the crisp Welsh breeze. In this environment, the family were not the untouchable figures framed in oil paintings or sealed behind palace gates, but a mother, a father, and 3 children learning about the value of hard work and the cycles of nature. For William, who has often spoken about the importance of mental well-being and connection to the outdoors, there was something deeply symbolic about letting his children witness firsthand the patience and persistence required in farming life. For Kate, who has built much of her public work around the development of young children, it was another opportunity to integrate learning into lived experience, teaching her little ones about food, sustainability, and respect for the people who produce it. Observers noted that the dynamic between the children revealed glimpses into their evolving personalities. George, now stepping into the early teenage years, showed an increasing maturity, taking his cues from his father and occasionally assisting Charlotte in understanding the farmer's explanations. His quiet attentiveness suggested a boy who was slowly becoming aware of the responsibilities that await him in the years ahead. Charlotte, with her characteristic spark, balanced attentiveness with a playful sense of curiosity, eager to interact with the animals and ask thoughtful questions about their care. Lewis, the youngest, brought the raw joy and spontaneity of early childhood, unbothered by formality, delighting in the smallest discoveries, a soft patch of wool, the tickle of hay on his fingers, the warmth of a gentle farm dog who padded alongside him for much of the visit. The choice of Wales as the setting for this family outing also carried a resonance far deeper than mere convenience. For William, the title of Prince of Wales is not just ceremonial, it is an identity steeped in history and expectation. His years living in Anglesey as a young man, working as a search and rescue helicopter pilot, created a personal bond with the region and its people, one that he and Kate have been careful to maintain. Every return visit is both a renewal of that bond and a statement that the relationship between the monarchy and Wales is built on mutual respect and ongoing engagement. For the people of Wales, seeing their prince and princess share these moments with their children in a rural setting reinforced the sense that these royals understand and value their way of life. The farmers who hosted them spoke afterward of the genuine interest William and Kate took in their work. There was no sense of hurried obligation, rather, they lingered in conversation, listening to stories about seasonal challenges, economic pressures, and the efforts to keep farming traditions alive for future generations. In these exchanges, the cameras might have captured smiles and handshakes, but those present insisted that what mattered most was the attentiveness in the couple's eyes and the warmth in their tone. For a farming community often overshadowed by political debates in distant capitals, the simple act of being heard by the future king and queen was profoundly affirming. Kate's approach to the day reflected her long-held belief that children should be allowed to explore and learn organically. She encouraged the little ones to touch the tools, feed the animals, and engage directly with their surroundings. It was not a sterile, overly choreographed royal visit, it was a living classroom. William, meanwhile, demonstrated the same relaxed humor that has often charmed the public, teasing his children gently and drawing laughter from the farmers with anecdotes from their own family life. Beyond the personal and familial dimensions, the visit also carried a quiet but undeniable political significance. In an age where public trust in institutions, including the monarchy, is often tested, moments like these serve to humanize the royal family, reinforcing the narrative that they are in touch with the everyday experiences of their citizens. The symbolism of the heir to the throne and his family walking the muddy paths of a working farm, speaking to ordinary people about their livelihoods, was not lost on anyone. It was a living answer to critics who question whether the monarchy can remain relevant in modern Britain. As the half-term break continued beyond that day, one could imagine the family returning to their private residence with more than just photographs. They likely carried home the sounds, smells, and textures of the farm, memories that would enrich their dinner table conversations and perhaps inspire future visits. For George, Charlotte, and Louis, the experience might one day blend into the broader mosaic of their childhood, moments that shaped their understanding of their country, its people, and the responsibility that comes with their unique roles. It is in these quiet, unscripted experiences that the Wales family's vision for the monarchy becomes clear. They are not chasing the grandeur of constant ceremonial display, but cultivating a connection built on authenticity, empathy, and shared humanity. For those who watched the coverage, whether on television, online, or in the next day's papers, the takeaway was as much about the farm itself as it was about the family who visited it. A story of heritage meeting the future, of tradition embraced not as an anchor, but as a foundation for growth. And as the Welsh hills faded into the distance behind their departing convoy, one could not help but wonder whether these half-term visits, small in scale yet rich in meaning, will one day be remembered as the seeds of a more relatable, people-centered monarchy, a vision rooted not in the marble of palaces but in the living soil of the nation. If you enjoyed this insight into the family life and values of the Prince and Princess of Wales, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more stories about the royals and their place in today's world. But as these children grow under the watchful eyes of their parents and the public, will these moments in the countryside shape them into a generation of royals more connected to the people than ever before?